Thanks for tuning into this video. As per the title, I am going to do a showdown between these two magnet devices. One is a lot cheaper than the other, which is this one. I will link this black device below. This is a horseshoe magnet. They are sold separately. These are not sold together. And this is the Glass Bead Pro. I bought this when it was still available on Etsy. So it did take a while to get to me, but I have it now to compare, and I do have thoughts about this. So I want to show you the difference between this and my makeshift one. And the polish that I'm going to use to demonstrate the difference is going to be Cirque Colors Halo. This is a magnetic polish. I am not sure if this is still available or not, but this is pretty easy to work with. So I want to show the comparison between the two devices using this. I'm going to use these two fingers, and on my middle finger, I'm going to use this device, and on my index, I'm going to use the Glass Bead Pro, and then on my thumb, I'm going to use the Glass Bead Pro again, because that's where I'm having the difficulties with this device. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking a little alcohol pad and wiping my fingers, because I am not going to use base coat. Just wipe all of them just in case I opt to do all of my nails. And the only reason I'm not using base coat is because I am going to do my nails after this. So I'm solely doing this for demonstration purposes. So wiped down already, and I am just going to turn on this device so that it is going already. And then this device I will turn on when I'm ready to use it. So my hands are a little bit greasy because I put a little bit of lotion on, so my fingers weren't crusty for the video. All right. Oh, I did not change the this is the skinny brush on this. Well, we're here now, so I forgot what I said. I think I said Glass Bead Pro. No, this device on my middle, and Glass Bead Pro here, and Glass Bead Pro on my thumb. So if I didn't say that in the beginning, and it's different from then, this is how we're doing it. So I'm just going to paint my nail here so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, and I'm just going to pop that right under there. You can already see that it's starting to glass bead, if you will. And we'll do a couple coats, but I'll stop the video in between so I can have time to do that. But this is just so that you can see what I'm doing when I pause the video. All right, so far, this is what we're looking like. And I think this is pretty sheer, as you can see. And now we'll do the Glass Bead Pro and do a coat here on the index. And you just pop your finger under there. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like here. So that's the space that we're working with my index finger. And again, this is just for demo purposes, so I'm not going to keep my finger under there, but I just stuck my finger in it, but we'll fix that on the second coat. Now I want to show you what happens with my thumb and why I decided to use this instead of this. So we'll just paint a coat. We'll turn that on and then paint a coat on the thumb. And so my thumb knuckle does not fit. So what happens is I have to really push my finger down or try to do a balancing act here, so that it doesn't rub against the spinning piece. But then if I do that and I try to elevate my thumbnail, it or not snags, but it kind of brushes against the spinning wheel there, and it messes up my um, polish. So yeah, I'll show you. I have to be really gentle to take this out. And you probably can't tell yet, but it only glass beads the tip versus more in the center of the nail. So I'm going to pop on a second coat. Um, and maybe this was not the best polish, because this does require several coats. I don't know if this was a topper or not. I bought this so long ago. I mean, Cirque Colors doesn't have these skinny brushes anymore. Um, so I don't know. I may have to try this again, with a different polish. And I have another one right to the right of me, like right here. So I may take this off and show a different polish that has a paddle brush. So, and that may be a little bit more opaque. I might do that, but sorry about that. We'll fix that here. Now, using the Glass Bead Pro, and normally you want to leave your finger in there probably about a minute or two. I like to do it for longer, so that the magnetic pigment can set well, even though I do use something like Tyler's Trinkets Magnetic Elixir. DRK has one, Victorian Varnish has one as well, and I have all of them. I would say that those work, depending on the polish, they each serve a purpose in my collection. I think one works better with others versus not so good with others. Let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. Sorry, I've left that in there way too long, but as you can see, that's the glass bead effect there. Now we're going to do my thumb again. And so this I do have to hold. And you can probably already see, like, my first knuckle is already touching the spinny thing. So that's really hard. But I want, I don't know if you heard that, zzz, zzz, but that was the wheel brushing up against my first knuckle there. And you see how it only, well, I guess this one did a little bit better, but it normally just only glass beads the tip of my thumb versus like the full nail as you see on my index. Let me show you this in with a different polish, because this one is a little bit too sheer. So we're going to use Fancy Gloss Violet Clips. This is one of my favorite polishes. The way this glows is incredible. So you've already seen the process, so I'm just going to paint my nails and kind of go through that. So I will not be talking during this process just because I want to show this effect and I need to concentrate. So
I am filling in this quiet moment of this video with my voice because I do not know, copyright rules these days, so I didn't want to use any music during this part of the video, so I'm just using my voice here.
And I'm actually going to show this first coat using the Glass Bead Pro on my thumb versus the device. So this first coat is with this, and the second coat I am going to use my makeshift device. Now, you can totally see just the effect on the tip there, and it tries to kind of go all the way down, but you'll see here when I use this device, it did the entire nail. So we're gonna do this second coat with the makeshift device, use the Glass Bead Pro on my index, and the second coat on my thumb, I'm gonna use this device. And I'm only doing this because I feel like a lot of people want this device, the Glass Bead Pro, and hopefully this will show you whether it's worth it or not for you. Maybe you don't have short stubby thumbs like I do, or pointy knuckles, and it might be a great fit for you. I think it's okay if you are just swatching like these four fingers, if you have fingers like mine. But on the thumb, for the price that it's offered, and I can only do four fingers, I feel like it might not be worth it. This part of the device probably should have been dropped just a bit. I mean, I think they did a good job to have like a little resting spot for your finger, kind of to indicate where you could do the glass bead effect. But it does not work for my thumb so well. So that is my note on that. Here is the glass bead effect using my makeshift device on my middle finger. Now we'll do a second coat on the index using the Glass Bead Pro. And we're just going to wait for a few just so that you can see that effect. And then we'll wrap up doing the makeshift device on my thumb. At this point of the video, my microphone had died, so I'm just going to talk through this and make up what I think I said. But I'm just showing you the difference here between the two devices. It is stronger on the index finger, which is with the Glass Bead Pro. So I do think, to me, that this is worth it if you can get it on all of your fingers, or if you can fit your fingers into that landing space, finger landing space on the Glass Bead Pro. But for me, it didn't work all that well on all my fingers. So I do like the makeshift one, because you can kind of rest your finger wherever you want. I have a ton of magnets, so I'm going to play around with this makeshift device with other magnets that I own and see if I can get a better glass bead effect, or maybe come up with a different effect. I don't know. But if I do find something that's better, I will certainly share that info, because I do think it's useful. And if you're like me and have a ton of magnetic polishes, of course you want options. I like options. So I definitely want to share that with the community. So thanks for tuning into this video, and I am just going to let the end of this play out and show you the end result of this thumb. And I hope to see you in another video. I do like the effect that the makeshift did on my thumb, and I did want to note the differences, an additional difference between the two devices. The makeshift is a plug-in to a regular American outlet, and the Glass Bead Pro does require two AA batteries. So This does not plug into anything. It makes it a little bit more portable, but you can also, unplug the other device. You just have to figure out where you're going to hang it. So I just want to share those differences. So pick and choose whichever one will be sustainable for you. And thanks again for tuning into this video. I'm just showing this recap here. And I'll probably do this again just to share different polishes using these two devices. If you guys are interested, let me know down below.